Good morning, children. Welcome back. Now we'll start with South America. Okay, yesterday we studied about North America. Most of the South America lies in the southern hemisphere, right? Southern, you all know, downwards. It is the fourth largest continent in the world. It has the Andes, the world's longest mountain range, and the largest river, the Amazon. The Amazon is very wide and deep and hold a very large volume of water. Okay, so it is very wide. So it is the largest river. South America, it is connected to North America by the Isthmus of Panama. Isthmus, in the earlier chapter, earlier class we have studied, right? Two sides sea and in between land is there. So it is an isthmus of Panama. Like the Himalayas, Andes also have three main parallel ranges and are young-fold mountain, right? Young-fold mountain means the mountain which are still growing up. Okay, slowly it is only growing, but young means now also they are growing. The continent is dominated by highlands like the Brazilian, Guiana and Patagonia highlands, right? Highlands. The Brazilian highland, like the Deccan Plateau in India, consists of old hard rocks. Okay, that highland in our country we are having the plateau of India. So we are at that places also the rocks are hard and old. The world's highest waterfall, the Angel Falls, it is 979-meter high, is in the North Guiana Highlands. So South America, so many things are there. Now after that, Antarctica. Antarctica, it is the cold region. It is the world's fifth largest continent. It is larger than Europe and it covers 10% of the world's total area, land area, right? It surrounds the South Pole and is bordered by the Antarctic Ocean. Okay, border is there. The continent remain frozen around the year. That is why only it is also called the white continent, right? Antarctica is also called the white continent because it is being frozen and throughout the most probably every maximum part of the year it is covered with ice, right? Because of its cold climate, it is isolated continent, remains uninhabited. Okay, people means population is very less in the places because people are not able to survive. There are people but less as compared to the other continents. The land is a high plateau having an average elevation means raising one, of 1800 meter above sea level. Peaks may rise to 5140 meters. So you can imagine 1 meter is how much and 5140 meters. So that. Then comes your Europe. Europe is the second smallest continent. It is separated from Asia by the Ural, the Caspian Sea and the Caucasus Mountain. Europe and Asia together they are known as Eurasia. In Asia also we have read this. On three sides, the north, west and south, it is bounded by the sea. Three sides it is being covered by the sea. So Europe can also be divided as the peninsula of Asia. Like in our country India, in the southern part, three sides we are having the sea. So southern part is called in the same manner. Europe is also described as the peninsula. It is being covered from three sides by water or sea. Europe has the world's longest indented sea coast we are having in Europe. An indented sea coast is the one where the sea penetrates in a zigzag manner deep into the land area, right? So by that is only the indented sea coast. The Baltic, the Mediterranean and the Black Sea penetrate deep into the landmass. It is being covering that particular places. This helped Europe in international trade and to become the world's foremost seafaring nation, because three sides it is being covered with the sea, and all these they are going to do the trade with. International trade is being done from these places. The European landscape has undergone great glacial erosion and its surface is dotted with lakes. Okay, glacial erosion is there. Glaciers are, you're going to find so many things over there. Erosion means taking the things away. The like soil erosion we are having, right? With the help of temperature, wind, air and all, the soil is being eroded from one place to another. In the same way, glacial erosions are there, and its surface is dotted with the lakes. In place there are lakes in place. Much of the Europe is made up of fertile sedimentary plain. Sedimentary plains are there, which is very much helpful for so many things, right? Then comes your Australia, the smallest island continent. That is Australia. It lies entirely in the southern hemisphere between the Pacific and the Indian Ocean. The continent was discovered only in the 18th century. Tropic of Capricorn runs through the middle of this continent. It is the only continent comprising a single country and is about twice the size of India. But its population is 35 times less than that of India. Okay, means it is double of India, but the population is very less, means 35 times. You can imagine how much less. The Western Plateau makes up 66% of the land area, and it is mainly flat and dry. So plateau you are knowing. Murray and Darling are two small but Australia's longest river which it is having. Of the northeast coast lies the Great Barrier Reef. It is a famous tourist destination. It runs about 2000 kilometers under the shallow water of the sea. It is called barrier because the coral reef of which it is made are like hard rock acting as a barrier to ships. Okay, so and it is very much difficult to cross it and go. Okay, so rock are there. Coral reef are skeleton of tiny sea organism called coral polyps, and the bones skeletons are being kept in layer by layer, and it is going to act as a barrier. It is not allowing the ships to move forward, or sometime they are going to collapse because of that only, because it is going to stop, right? Then comes your hydrosphere. Hydrosphere, that is the sphere of water. Hydro means water. Especially the water in the ocean is known as hydrosphere. It is divided into four major oceans, several seas and lakes. Ocean account for a little more than 70% of the Earth's total surface area. In terms of volume, 96.5% of the Earth's total water is found in the ocean. And you all know that ocean and sea water is not able to drink, not used for drinking purpose. The total volume of water on earth never changes. The volume is same, right? The water only changes its state. You all are knowing three states of water are there: solid, liquid and gaseous states. In liquid form, it exists in oceans, river, lake, underground, reservoirs, and even forms a part of all living things. In its solid states, it exists as ice sheet or snow cover on the mountain tops, and as glaciers or ice sheets at the Arctic and the Antarctic ice cap. So these are the three states: solid, liquid and gaseous forms. You all are knowing that is the water vapor taken up because of the temperature in the atmosphere. So that is your three states of water which is being there. So hydrosphere, it is very much necessary, essential for our life, and it is being told in all the form that we have to save water, because very less part of the water are there which we are able to use. Rest other are the salty water which is not being able to use by us. Okay. Okay, now we are going to stop. In the next class we are going to deal with the oceans, right? Thank you, children.